to sit there and go, okay, you need to be accountable and you need to do the work. Because if you don't do the work, then you're being victim. And at the end of the day, what are you a victim of? You're a victim of your own mind. Who's meant to control your mind? You are. Yeah? Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Real with Ricky. I'd like to say welcome to any new viewers, and also welcome back to, the people who are sticking by me. But today I actually woke up, I did my meditation. I meditate every single morning. I have a routine, so I actually wake up, I have a cold shower, I meditate and I script, which we'll talk about another day, which for manifesting my desires and whatnot, my goals. And I kind of had this feeling that I needed to talk today about goals. So goals are so important, and I really want to talk about why we need to set them, and what also affects our goals. So many people in this world and in this life don't actually set any goals. They literally do nothing, and they just kind of go by life and don't understand why what they want is not happening. And they also, hate to say it, but they blame people, they blame other things, they complain, they whinge. They're in a very, very, very negative mindset, very negative vibration. And so I guess they're playing the victim, like that life is, using, abusing them, and that they're the victim of life. And so I totally used to be this as well. And I totally used to do this and a bit hard done by and whatnot, and had a really kind of poor mindset years and years ago. And then over the years of self-development and growth and whatnot and consciousness, I've totally shifted and still growing massively, still need so much more growth. But one thing that really changed my my perspective was setting goals and like being accountable. So I want to talk to you about long-term, mid-term and short-term goals and the importance of them, and the law of action that we need to do and to actually take into our own responsibility to make stuff happen. So we should have three types of goals. We should have the long term, which could be, it's very flexible. It could be something years in the future. It could be 10 years down the track, 5 years down the track, or it could be even for your mindset. It could be in 1 year. That's a long term to you. It's very personal. There's no right or wrong here whatsoever. The second one is a midterm one. They all need to relate to each other. So you need to be able to get to that midterm one, you need to identify things in the medium term that you can do and reach to help you get to that one. And then the last one is the short term. So short term is kind of, I would say, like the now, the next few weeks, the next few months, things that you can do physically right now, or, plan for, that is going to help you get to the midterm and the long term. So there's three. With those goals, we need to have, with the short term goal, it needs to be, like I said, all related. So our end goal is like, could be this pinnacle goal. So say, for example, I'm going to use like, I want to run a marathon. Okay, I want to run a marathon, and a marathon is 42 kilometers. I don't know what that is in miles, but Aussie, sorry. 42 kilometers, and 42 kilometers, I don't even care what time I get. I don't care. I'm running 42 Ks. I'm winning at life. So then we're going to go, okay, that's the long-term goal. So we're going to go down to this to the short-term goal. So once we've identified what we want, we go down to the short-term goal, and we start to go, okay, what do I need to do to get there? Short-term goals could be things like, I'm going to start drinking a bloody lot of water. I need to be hydrated, because if I'm not hydrated, I can't train properly. I'm then also going to say, oh God, I've never run before, so maybe I'm just going to start with like a 1K run. It doesn't matter. Or maybe you are a runner, and maybe I'm going to run committedly 10Ks once a week and build that up. And then, or it could be different things like, I'm going to start stretching. So these are things we can do physically in the now. And then we're going to build ourselves up. So we're going to have multiple little things that we want to do. So it's going to be like a pyramid. So little things, little things, little things, little things. So I'm going to drink water, I'm going to eat really healthy, I'm going to stretch and do yoga, and I'm going to run 3 times a week at a small amount. So let's say some sprints, some, a 5K run, long distance run for recovery, and like a tempo run for speed. So they're my short-term goals. My mid-term goal is going to be, I'm going to do a half marathon, which is 21 Ks. So that's my goal. So to get those, I need to be able to do this consistently. So then my mid-term goal is I'm going, cool, I'm going to be able to do 21 Ks there, but you might even need some in between. So I'm going to have to get 15 Ks. Okay, so they're linking. As you do one, you cross it off and you're going, cool, I'm one step closer to my pinnacle goal, which is at the top of running a marathon. And what it kind of does is, it's not even kind of, it keeps you align your path that you want to go. It's not so much the aching and like, I need this and just waiting there and letting it happen. It's making tangible steps towards where you want to be. So therefore you're getting satisfaction when you see results. Because obviously if you're running and you're eating healthy and you're drinking, you're going to see results. You're not going to just maintain unless you're being limited by your own mind, but that's another kettle of fish. You're also going to see that it is possible. So when you are achieving that, you're going to get this hunger for more and more and more and more, and then you're going to reach it. And then once you reach it, you realize that if you do this for so many other things, so it could be saving money for a house, that if you save a small amount, that small amount turns into a bigger amount and a bigger amount, it's the same concept. But you need to set goals. And so with this, ways that you can help set goals is by actually writing them down. So I used to tell when I used to be an army recruit instructor in the Australian military, and I used to tell my recruits, write down your goals. Write down your short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. Put them somewhere that you can see. Put them somewhere that you are accountable and that you first thing in the morning. Put them next to your mirror when you look in the bathroom and you're brushing your teeth. Okay, you need to be reminded of where you're going, where you want to be. Don't just get lost in, because it's so easy to get lost in like life. Life can feel so chaotic because we get stuck in the future and the present and the past. Whereas we just need to focus on what we can do literally right now. Okay. We also need to have faith that what we desire will come as long as we don't have desperation and we're not muscling it and forcing it. But that's another kettle of fish. The other thing with these goals I really want to talk about and really want to highlight just superficially right now, and we'll get more into depth later on once we talk about topics of beliefs. But I want you to ask yourself, what makes you think that you can do something? So like, where is your limit and why do you have that limit? So if you want $10,000 and you think that that's your pinnacle amount of money that you can make, why is that your pinnacle amount of money that you can make? If you want to run 42 Ks, why is that your pinnacle amount? So often I used to run all the time, not so much anymore, and people be like, oh, Ricky, I could never run that far. You go for a 20K run and I could never do that because I'm not tall, or I'm not this. And that's a limiting belief. They've gotten that from somewhere, like whether it be from their childhood or people around them, or maybe, whatever it could be anything. It could be accumulation of social aspects and plus biological and growing up around that environment. Because I want you to think about who actually tells you, who's the first person that tells you you can't do something? And like, no BS. Who actually tells you you can't do something first? Is it your mum? Is it your dad? Is it your partner? Is it your brother, your sister, your friends? No. It's literally you. It's literally in your head. We tell ourselves we can't achieve something. So we're limiting ourselves before we've even started. Before we've even tried to go where we want to go and where we envision ourselves, we've literally told ourselves it's not possible. Is it going to be possible then if you don't believe it? Probably not, because you're not going to make those goals and you're not going to make those steps to achieve it. So it's all good and well to set these goals, and I really ask you, if you want to achieve things, stop playing victim and actually set, short-term, mid-term and long-term goals. But before you even do that, or actually do that first, but then go, is that all I can achieve? And why? Why is that what I'm telling myself that I can achieve? Can I achieve more than that? So I spoke to someone about money, and I was talking about sums of up to millions of dollars. And money is a real funny topic because people are really scared to talk about it because we love it but we hate it at the same time, and we're so shifted in our and molded by our mindset about how we feel about it and what we should talk. It's hush hush, kind of like sex as well. But one thing that came in that conversation was like, oh, $1 million is a lot of money, Ricky. You know, that's strive for it, but that's a lot of money. Why is it a lot of money? Why? Because we're telling ourselves it's a lot of money, because maybe we've grown up with X amount, so we've only grown up with $50,000 a year as an average rate. Maybe we've grown up with less, and we're telling ourselves it's only that much that we can achieve. And I call bullshit. Soz, but call bullshit. It is so scary how our mind controls us, and realistically we should be in control of it. It's a tool of survival, and now it's running the show. So I want you to really question why you think you can only achieve X, or question why you think you can't achieve something, and then pull it apart. Logically go through it. Don't give me this ego stuff. I want you to actually honor yourself and be true to yourself, and those desires that you have in your soul, in your being, I want you to actually think about them, and I want you to pull apart and find that exact reason why you can do it, because you can do anything is possible in this world, in this universe. Anything is possible. Everything starts with a thought, and those thoughts go into so much more depth, and there's so much more we can talk about in regards to the laws of attraction and the universe and manifestation and whatnot. But for now, as baby steps, pull it apart. Figure out what you really, really want. Figure out why your brain or your body kind of restricts you from doing it, because it's going to be a belief somewhere. It's going to be a belief that stemmed from something. Maybe you grew up and you saw your parents only earn so much money, or you saw your parents struggle with money, or maybe you grew up and or you're surrounded by people, your friends, who are not fit, so you think that it's not achievable, or you think you idolize and you put people on a pedestal in certain environments. And I really, really want you to sit there and go, okay, you need to be accountable and you need to do the work. Because if you don't do the work, then you're being victim. And at the end of the day, what are you a victim of? You're a victim of your own mind. Who's meant to control your mind? You are. Yeah, it's a survival mechanism, but again, it's run on the roost right now. It's actually doing so much more detriment to the world than it's meant to do beneficial. So, goal setting, so unbelievably important. Pyramid. It needs to be a pyramid with short, mid, long-term goal. You need to make sure you genuinely believe it. And if you don't believe it, start pulling it apart. Pulling it apart and telling yourself why you should believe it and why you do believe it. Not even should, why you do believe it, why you can achieve it, and what you are. You want to be a millionaire? You tell yourself that you're a millionaire, that you are deserving, that you are willing, that you have everything it takes to do it. Majority of millionaires are self-made. They've come from nothing, okay? They're not glorified, they're not gods, they just figured out that if you control this, you can control everything else. That if you want to run, you want to get fit, you want to exercise, you want to have a family, you want to have an education, you want a PhD, you want all these different things, figure it out. Short term, mid-term, long term, okay? Figure out your internal beliefs, pull it apart, write it down on paper, actually dedicate some time to actually figure out what the hell is going on in our head, okay? 3 types of different goals, multiple goals to achieve this one thing that you want to achieve. You can do this for multiple streamlines. Write it on a piece of paper, put it on a wall, see it every day, read it every day. Get into your head and start watching your thoughts, thinking about why you're doing what you're doing, why are you thinking that you can't do it, and start reverting it back to, I can do it, I'm doing it, it's already here. Alright guys, thank you so much. That's enough about goals for today. We'll get so much more in depth about other stuff, but I'm filming this on Christmas Eve, so I hope Santa's good for everyone. I hope you have a really, 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 really good holidays all around the world. We've had such a phenomenally challenging year, but I think it's actually brought out so many good things as well. So I really want you guys to take in everything good you've learned, everything challenging you've learned, and push it into 2021 and make 2021 the best year you can possibly make. Have a Merry Christmas, be safe, look after each other, give your loved ones a big hug and a kiss for me, and tell them I love them. Bye.